If it ain't crazy, it probably ain't God. God is crazy. And what we call crazy is just outside of the box. Most people want a bigger box. They don't want to be free. And so I realize all these things go into how I'm going to be able to do with the children. And that's what I said. There's times and times and a half. I'm not looking into time in any kind of beat, or I'm looking for no other beat than the beat of God, who is half-stepping everybody. Because everybody want to be able to predict Him. All I can predict about God is He's going to be God. And when I come to Him, I first must believe that God is. And so, I mean, the wholeness, I suppose, that you have imparted to me, and through the years of listening and not prejudging, but looking for a preceding word from me to see if it was fate that had me speaking this way, or if it was just some type of temper tantrum, you know what I'm saying, about justice. And then, I mean, now we got the babies with the sound. And when they come to the gym and got the sound, and we put that word in their mouth, and we put that word, you know. Let me say, the other day, a guy on our staff said that they had brought 30 children because they're trying to build a JJC. When children are hurting, we should have a place for them to go that they wouldn't hurt no more. Seem like animals know how to do that, but we don't know how to do that. Seem like animals know how to go to a high place when a tsunami comes, but we get caught somewhere, can't hear nothing. So all the knowledge that we got seems like we ain't got no power. And what seems like it empowers me is a sound. So you go into the JJC and you see children no bigger than Tamara, and they got shekels on it. When do you think that, how much education is going to take to get that off? That vision, the image that they have of themselves. We put pornography at a low place next to Slam Magazine and Kroger's, and they get an opportunity to look. When does that ever get taken out of their imagination? And so Jimmy said that they were bringing 30 kids, and they were getting $168 a day for 30 children to bring them there, to have the children get indoctrinated with the JJC, the order and the form of structure that they have there, so they could take and start that back over there. That they were impregnating them with some psychobabble concerning justice. God forbid it would work. We're tampering with things that God has called us to do. We're play acting. But when God comes, we ain't going to want to stand up and say, that was me, God. We might as well say, stand up now before judgment comes any further and say, God, I'm guilty. I'm talking about as Americans. And I've come out of, I love America. That's why I'm talking this way. I love this country, this landmass, but there's no righteousness in America being called America. You can't find the nations of the world in the Bible today. There's no righteousness in them being called Tubal, T-U-B-A-L. There's no righteousness in that. There's only righteousness is in Christ. And that's what you've helped me understand. That's the way God is. You taught me how to get up into that place and look back here and see what God is seeing. So I could have a forecast and a future. Not the forecast just the end of the world. No, that's better. Forecast at the end of this world means the beginning of another world. And that's really important. That's the only thing that matters to me. That zeal of that thought has eaten me alive. That I'm able to make sure through Jason and Antoinette that they can have spiritual offspring, not just natural offspring. Then through Tyron and Jana, you know, and through Sean and Jennifer, through Kelly, and then one day PJ, that they will be able to birth a movement of children that would have a hunger and a thirst for righteousness. That there will be such an ache, that ache that's in my life. You know, every day I cry, says I'm messed up. I'm messed up about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, what else to do? I like having a good time every now and then, but not at the expense of remembering what my mission is and what God has pressed down on me to become. Not to do. But what I'm doing is I'm becoming what I am. I'm an intercessor. I'm a watchman. I'm a person that don't want to sleep. I can't sleep. I'm messed up. I thank God He messed me up with a holy indignation. Not just more than just frustration and anger. You know? It's just this birthing. It's a birthing canal. It's a place that you sing about every time I hear you sing and every time I hear Jua play. It's a place that I rejuvenate myself. That there's no hope for me without that sound. I remember those days, you know, I mean, I listen to Gil Scott, I get high every morning. I'm like, well, where is this? There's got to be more. And Marvin Gaye, my God, what CD is like that today? Where are we now, though? And the baby saying, where are we now? We've come to a new place. We've come to a new dimension. And as we're living this way, the bishops are coming and they're giving us verbiage to what we've already done. We must become dimensionalists. No, we don't have to. We have become. We could see the end from the beginning, and then we back up like Miles said, and we begin to work towards that day. And the work is to quit doing what we think need to be done and just let God do it and then implement it. Enter into that rest, that place, that Sabbath. The whole world is supposed to be a Sabbath, a continual Sabbath. It wasn't supposed to be called Monday. God made the first day. Man called it Monday.
Yeah, Isaiah 59. So,
6 weeks after I was saved, Bob Rogers came, and I didn't know nothing about no word of knowledge, word of wisdom. He said, you over there with the gray suit, is that your wife? Yes, stand up. I prophesied this to you. You've been misunderstood. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what you're talking about. But this is your word. And I'm like, man, I was one Prosperity Alley, you know, and that really was.
Yeah. Isaiah 59.
Yeah.
It's all
19.
Yeah, it's all about looking for a man who will stand in the gap and make up the hedge.
Yeah.
And of course, he sadly had to say his own arm had to bring salvation because he couldn't find anybody. He looked for somebody that would stand for justice. And that's what you're all about. Thank you, Pat.
Right.